Welcome to Unstoppable Podcast with Harry Sardinas, inspiring conversations with influential millionaires, investors, thought leaders, entrepreneurs who are making a massive difference with their innovative products and services, and sharing the challenges and wisdom of how they sold their first million.
So how would you like to achieve your first million? And today we have an amazing entrepreneur full of energy and full of knowledge that is going to share with you. So Richard, can you please introduce yourself?
Harry, so happy to be with you and your audience today. My name is Richard Blank. I'm the proud CEO of Costa Rica's call center.
Wow. So Richard, tell me a little bit more about why you decided that was a good idea to open a business in a country that is in Costa Rica, for example. This is a big thing. That was your first business, or do you have a business before?
Oh, no. In fact, it kind of goes back to my early childhood, is where I got the motivation and the momentum to get here. Spanish was my favorite class in high school.
Really?
When I graduated the proud Abington, I was a Spanish major at the University of Arizona.
Wow.
During college, I interned for Telemundo. Post-grad, I worked for the importers of Corona. And so think about the dedicated practice. I loved Spanish. It was opening doors. And so at 27 years old, I was given a 1 in a million opportunity to visit a friend of mine that owned a center here. I was supposed to come for just 2 months and teach English. Well, Harry, my boy, me ha enamorado con una tica. I fell in love with a local girl.
Oh,
I
wow.
wanted to stay here.
Oh, love story.
So when you can get past your parents' guilt and you fall in love, and when I worked at my friend's center, I opened my eyes. It became very clear to me that this was something that I could work at, but I knew that I loved and I could achieve. I got the cosquillas, I got the butterflies.
Yeah, but
And
Richard,
so
the thing is that you got a graduation from the university, so clearly you were thinking, okay, I'm gonna get graduated from university and I'm gonna find a job, right? A completely different book game is what you did, which is open a business in a foreign country. Is a very risky thing to do. What happened? Where this butterfly that I want to be an entrepreneur? What happened? Oh, you saw
listen,
your
everyone,
friend. You saw your friend that he was opening the call center. You fell in love, but to open your own business is completely different.
of course it is. But
Ball
Harry,
game.
how many people fall into the traps where they're under so much pressure from their family to go to a school,
I agree,
to take a
100%.
career, to marry a certain way, to
I've been
continue the
there.
tradition? I had to get past that. And since I knew Spanish, and let's be forthright, yeah, I got a degree at the University of Arizona. It's a great school, but it's not Harvard. And that wasn't a business degree. And so if I could be the only one of my friends that could speak a second language, maybe I could be marketable. I might get a job. I could put "Se habla español" on my business card. But you just can't have one ingredient. You need a couple other things to make the cake. And so, of course, you needed public speaking skills, writing skills, rhetoric, and combining that with Spanish and good faith and open-mindedness, you get received well. The Latino culture is a beautiful culture. And not only have I been fed and taught additional Spanish, I've gotten a lot of pats on my shoulder saying, "Go, Richard, go. I like your Spanish. I like what you're bringing to the table." And so getting back to me being here, listen, I'm getting older and I didn't know what to do. I know I didn't want to work for somebody. And after working in my friend's call center, not for 2 months, I was there for 4 years. And so if you're looking at a call center environment, what a great, graduate school. I learned retention, customer support, onboarding, human resources, local labor laws, search engine optimization. Look what you learned.
A lot of things go to the question, yeah.
But you know what I found, which was the greatest lesson that I learned out of all? When you sit with the proletariat, if you're uno con la gente, con el pueblo, con la raza, you hear the good and the bad, and the happy and the sad. And so when you're not C-level Harry, but you're with the people, you understand what makes it tick. And so passing those stages of being tainted or jaded as a supervisor, manager, and playing those games, I went from agent to owner. So I could keep my Not sanity, but purity.
Yeah, and your
Or maybe
culture
both.
and the culture, how you want to run the business. The thing is, like, I've been there as well because my parents, there is no entrepreneurs in my family, right? My parents are teachers.
Uh-huh.
And all I've been told all my life is you have to go to university, you have to school, and you have to go to degrees. And I got a degree in chemical engineering, right? But I did it for my parents.
Of course.
I spend more time chasing girls in the university actually is going to the course, right?
My man.
So, but at the end of the day, okay, that's what made them happy. But then I find a job and I'm like, oh, this thing is not for me. There is something inside that you can you thinking, and I think every entrepreneur is this thing inside that, I can do better. But it took a whole level of confidence what you did, yes? Because to open a business in a different country, and you think, and when you are an employee, right, you say, oh, yes, you get paid and whatever, but run your own thing is completely, when you dive in, and you are on charge of your own boat and you have to build everything. It's a really hard task, especially nobody teach being an entrepreneur, not even in your own country. So imagine in a foreign country. So
It's okay, Harry, as long as you have maturity and impulse control and some sort of ethical responsibility. Listen, if you're afraid of that kind of stuff, how are you going to master the next levels? Then you shouldn't even be in the game.
to be in business in the first place, right?
Well, yeah, and sometimes you fall into it. You might have mentors, you could read the books and watch the movies, but how about this? You see the end result of 16 years, but the beginning, I did it very conservatively. Okay, let's see the game plan. Since I'm in a call center, I was capable of renting a turnkey station at a blended center. Okay, so I'm not doing the outlay for the server room, the rent, or any of the security. No, I'm paying first, like an airplane. I can get from A to B. I just don't own the plane. And so I was able to scale accordingly. Sure, it's premium, but they had the responsibilities of the outlay. So now, after 2 years of establishing capital, stable clients, I then left and rented space for 6 years. From there, I was able to buy used furniture and used computers for pennies on the dollar, not used underwear. So you can scale that way. Did that for 6 years. And then I had the capital to purchase the building, put on a third floor, equip it for 300 seats.
Wow.
And that's what it's the tortoise and not the hare. It's slow and steady. So you watch your steps, giving yourself multiple checkpoints, Harry. And once again, having that cushion of the responsible money. So you don't have to worry about payrolls and the lights being turned off. Don't overextend yourself. And if you can do those things, then you'll be just fine in the beginning while you're ramping up your business. And it's not glamorous, it's not sexy, but guess what, my friend? I had foundation. And if I took a couple steps back, I could still move forward.
Outstanding what you did, because at the end of the day, there's this book that called The Blue Ocean, right? I don't know if you heard about it. It's about how you can create your own market, right? So where all your competitors and everybody is in US and nobody is taking the risk, you decide to do completely something different.
Why not?
You went there, you saw your friend. I think that, I also, when I started my first business, a friend was driving to this a little bit. He was telling me, Harry, let's do this property thing. You can make some money. Let me teach you a few things. So I have a friend that you can make money like this, man. Don't go to work, and if you have this spirit entrepreneur inside, you say, you know what, I'm gonna go for it. But what you did is like, we can call it, I mean, you were very comfortable because you were in love, but when it comes to business, right, you are in a different country with different love, with different culture, with the employees, with different thing, and now you need to make this thing work and actually provide the service for at the standard of the US clients or the whatever clients you have. I guess they were mainly from US, right?
US and Canada, but also
Oh my
realize
God, look
this.
at this.
I'm not a
How you
home court
manage? How you
advantage.
match the culture different because the client from US or from Canada has a certain expectation, certain timing, certain things, right?
Sure.
That is not how the culture in Latin America works. You know, we are over there more relaxed, muy slow, more slow, more mañana, more, you know, this is, we have good
Well,
weather.
we have metrics and we have scripts and rebuttals. We do
And
training and
train
there
the
are
team,
certain
right?
expectations.
Requires a lot
Yes.
of training, Richard, right?
Not really. Someone could be plug and play if they've been in the industry. I compete against Amazon, HP, Intel, and Oracle. They're here.
Really? Wow.
I mean, they own call centers here. And also in regards to home court advantage, I couldn't do all this. I was the trunk of the tree. I needed branches and roots. So I hired an IT director. I hired local lawyers, attorneys, accountants, supervisors, security, and also the local guy that can go around and represent me so I don't get charged an extra 30%. So don't expect me to do all that heavy lifting. You're out of
Wow.
your
That's
mind.
amazing. A
Oh, come
local
on
guy
now,
was
Harry.
doing
You hire
amazing.
specialists. You hire specialists that have the
So,
prerequisites to be able to handle those departments for you.
yeah. So, but how you come up with all these solutions, Richard? You were reading a book? Do you have a mentor? How you came up with these solutions?
Brother, common sense. If I needed to do accounting, I got to hire an accountant, and I don't know the labor laws. I got to hire an attorney. So come on. I mean, let's be realistic. You need a right fielder and a catcher. So I gotta build the team around the pitcher. That's all.
Then you went once, and then they charge you 30% more, and then you say, you know, this is not working for me. I'm hiring a local guy, something like that, right?
I started from scratch legally. I wanted to make sure
Exactly.
that I paid
From
the
zero,
labor
yeah.
laws, the taxes, and I made sure that everything was done right. So A, I didn't get arrested, thrown out of the country, or get shut down. I'm not that kind. Well, some people do those things.
Yeah,
And they cut corners to save a dollar. And this is a very small, strict Catholic country, and I have a reputation here. And so, penny wise, pound foolish. I'd rather earn less and do the right thing. And so, you're asking me questions, and Harry, I love your work. I mean, you are the man. I wish I had that $1 million crack code, but no, my friend, I'm talking about the things that our grandparents taught us and the ethical things you can look at yourself at the end of the day. And I tell you what, I surrounded myself with the A team, with Los Magnificos, but Richard had to put in his special sauce and the magic. I did it through the training, the onboarding, and my game environment. But then I let other people do their own thing. So it's a nice band. It's a beautiful mixture. It's a perfect blend. And that's how it works, Harry, when everyone has their own place.
How much time do you spend in Costa Rica, Richard, lately? Not that much?
What was this?
How much time do you go? Do you still traveling there?
Oh, I've been here for 24 years.
Ah, wow. So then you go, then let me ask you the other question. How often you go to US then?
Oh, it's very easy. I mean, I fly back every couple of months to visit my family and friends. It's a 5 hour
Wow,
direct flight. I mean, it's
with
very
with the
easy.
food and everything. Oh my God, that's fantastic.
We're on mountain
That's
time
why you
zone. We're
look so
just in
happy.
Central
You have
America,
some good energy, yeah?
but we're so close to the United States. Some people think that we're very far away. I'm just a
E-
couple hours from Miami. We're mountain time zone.
Exactly. And then, so then, Richard, what
Yeah,
was the biggest challenge for you building this building and how you overcome it?
attrition, rotation of personnel when you've invested such time and efforts. And I tell you what,
Well, Richard,
you
because you have to train them. It's a lot of time of training, right?
it just happens. My industry has a very large attrition because of burnout and because of the competition. I mean, someone could leave me today and be hired by Amazon first thing tomorrow. But I tell you what, I get
Wow.
disappointed more than angry.
Very volatile, right?
Yeah, but there's more natural attrition, Harry. I don't give someone the walk of shame or yell at you. You'll leave me because of a better schedule. It's closer to your home or your girlfriend works there. It's not
Absolutely.
because you and I yelled at you. I mean, things don't happen that way.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I agree 100% in that, Richard. And this comes the other question, yeah?
Mhm.
How, and it comes about the culture of your company, right?
Yes.
Which is something really, really important. Like what you said a lot, right? You can leave because, it's closer to your home and closer, but wherever they come to work in your company, there is a culture that we're not yelling at each other. We're gonna have good time here, and we're gonna do our best as a team. So how you manage to build and to create that culture in another country that is not your culture?
But don't we have so many things in common?
Yeah.
When you break bread with somebody or use somebody's name or give them an authentic compliment. But you know what assists me more? It is calling the balls and the strikes, giving a little bit of guilt. I will praise you in public, critique you in private, but I'll have some statistics, recordings, and metrics and quality control to back it up. It's really a mirror. If you miss yourself shaving, that's not me. That's you, buddy. You missed a patch. And so when people listen to themselves, I'll just make the look and you go, I know, Richard, I forgot to ask Harry this question, or I forgot to use the military alphabet, or even most importantly, I forgot to give Harry's assistant a positive escalation. I should have said that Catherine was really nice and professional verbally and in writing. These are the sort of soft skills, bedside manner. That is my environment here. We're not what you see in Hollywood. This is not slinging stock and cold call closing. These are relationship building, reducing stress, readjustments of tone, things you're a master in, Harry, the books that you've written. And so all we're doing is having people slow down, calm down, be in the now, more active listening, copious notes, engagement, image streaming because you're losing your sight. So be more descriptive on the phone, be a painting. And also landing that plane with just the perfect conclusion when you end these conversations. And so it is the art of speech. And I can definitely advance somebody's communication skills while they're here. And if my goal, Harry, between me and you and your audience is to make the agents more self-confident and self-reliant, then I've done my job when they've come and worked with me. If they move on, at least they're moving on better.
Yeah, exactly. 100%. I understand 100%, Richard. You know, we have employees here. We have employees that I still are asking them, guys, why you still around? I just don't get it. Yeah, you can get more money somewhere else. If you go somewhere else to sell everything you have done for me, they will give you way more money. And they said, no, Harry, we like to work with you. That's what they tell me. No, we are happy. We love to work with you, right? And so, which message, Richard, do you have for these people out there that don't put enough attention to the culture of the company, right? And then is this situation in the companies that they are yelling and stress and this and that, that actually all that creates is a very negative environment, but this is how most of the things operate out there, right? It's like, I'm the boss, you have to do this is like that, this is like that, the yelling, the fighting if you miss a number, you know what I mean? Which message do you have for companies that don't put enough attention to the culture of that company, right? And so what message do you have for them?
You bend them, you just don't break them. And who has the leverage? The employee. They all could quit tomorrow and then I have no company.
Exactly.
So you were mentioning earlier individuals that stay at a company because they could earn more somewhere else. Well, I had that option when I first came here, but if you work with a company that has a value-added benefit besides your salary and the job that you do, where you might be sitting in on meetings, assisting in promotion, working with trainings, you might get some extra value out of that. And so once again, working at my friend's center back in the day, I tried to dip my toe in every department so I could learn it because I enjoyed it. And little did I know that I might have stayed at a certain stage for 4 years. I skipped many stages after that. So I took my Mr. Miyagi sensei years and learned how to wax on and wax off. And then don't be surprised if you conserve your energy, refocus, you can pass the other cars in front of you. And so choose your time as long as you're building on it in a vertical way where you can stack your experiences. Like, I'll give you a great example. I'm in a training class, right? I could have you reading a script to me. Nope. Harry, stand up. Now you're in front of 20 people. You're standing with me, the boss. You're holding the script in your left hand, using your right hand as illustrators, and I'm toe-toeing you. That's a triple train. I mean, you're practicing public speaking, you're doing it with your boss, and you're using illustrators,
Uh,
and you're being critiqued live. And so I always believe that there's so many ways you can really fulfill your time that much better. Most people work at like 40%. There are ways to multitask and to shave time and cut fat and really not waste your time. Oh, yeah, the trainings that some people do, they like to hear themselves talk. But then look around the room, everyone's zoning out, no one's taking notes, and you ask them to repeat three things, they have no idea what you just said. So you
oh, tell
need
me about it.
checkpoints, right? You need little segments of breath bites and sips of information and of life.
The communication is very important, and the thing that we see, there is nothing more bored than a corporate presentation. They put the PowerPoint there and they go slides after slide after slide, and then you see the meeting finish and everybody's so bored, right? So the ability to be a good communicator, I always share with people, public speaking is in my opinion, the biggest skill that a human being can have, right? And I believe it's a skill. The more you practice, the better you become, right? Sometimes when I do this conference, everybody clapping at me. Oh, Harry, that was amazing. You're the best. Incredible. I had so much fun. I took so many notes. That was amazing. And I'm thinking,
Yeah.
and I'm thinking to myself, I say, yeah, well, you don't know if I've done this 1,000 times. That's why it's good. It's not good because it comes from the sky. It's because it's a skill. The more you practice, the better you become. It's like swimming, like driving, right? So you have to practice communication all the time within your company, within the culture, and if you have effective that communication, it can be a very an amazing thing to do so you can have a company that that have happy employees, that they can live when they're not feel, but not because somebody jealous, somebody mistreat them, right? And
Right.
and it's also very good energy for you, for your life, right? You are very happy. You said that you're getting old. You don't look old to me. You are happy, vibrant, full of energy. uh, so
Harry,
you
I've
bringing
let
this for
go
your
of some
company.
weight. I've
Uh,
let go of some mental weight that
it's,
people
it's,
carry, and it's not healthy. I take
no,
life seriously, but I don't absorb certain things.
I can tell.
Plus, you need a good routine and structure. Sure, I work out, I eat well. I can't meditate, I can't sit still, but I like playing pinball and washing my cars.
Oh,
But
wow, the
it's not,
pinball, that's amazing.
yeah, but my friend, you do have a natural gift. Like, how about this, Harry? I could put you on mute and watch you and still enjoy your presentation. Just remember that. You're
Yeah.
exceptionally animated and you reek of happiness. And so one of the things that I have done to assist me in giving myself more ammunition when speaking is using the thesaurus so I can expand my vocabulary and have more similes. It really, if you can power up words or remove things that can evoke an ego defense, like the word help, which I never use. I prefer to assist, guide, and lend a hand. Never excuse me for my clarification. Not no problem, my pleasure. Come on, there's certain same message, different deliveries where you readjust the tone and give yourself 2 or 3 steps in Candyland. I mean, it's easier that way. Reduce the negativity, speak it out loud. If you don't get the warm fuzzies, if it doesn't feel good, or like, yo, that sounds smooth, don't use it, replace it.
Mhm. And then, Richard, the other thing, I went the other day and I saw someone speaking, right? And what do you think about, I saw some speakers, right?
Yeah.
That when they go and talk, right? They they go and talk what they want to talk about it rather than what the audience want to hear, right? And
Okay.
I usually, before, even when we go to Latin America, right, to do, my girlfriend Lily, she traveled with me. She's also international speaker, and
Yeah.
Lily's always asking the university. So let's say we're gonna do a talk in the university, And Lily's asking the promoter, how many are going to be there? Are they in first year or in 5 years? Are they male, female? Tell me more. And then it get a little bit longer to respond when we go to Singapore or Dubai or whatever. And I said, Lily, they will answer to you, just be calm. But she's desperate to know the audience, because the more you know about the audience, the better you can serve that. And I see here I see a lot, right, that people go there and speak, and they have the same speech for wherever they go, and they're just talking, and the audience is not resonating, right?
Yeah, it happens. It's their show. Someone paid for the ticket. But the fact that Lily is having that much passion and caring enough, and even if you're a little nervous and you have cosquillas, it's only anticipation. It's not insecurity.
Exactly.
There's nothing wrong with being on your toes. I think it makes you more lucid and more alert. And imagine just the conversations with the audience prior to speaking. Now you got 5 friends in the audience you can wink at and wave at because you already spoke to them. And so I think it's a great move. You're marinating the room prior to speaking. You're testing the temperature. And I think that's very smart on your girlfriend's part.
Yeah.
Nicely done, Harry. You're the man.
So, Richard, tell us the secret. What are the 5 steps to make your first million?
Well, you were very impressed that I wrote this down in less than a minute. And just like some
5
of the
seconds,
best artists,
actually.
Yeah, man, you can sometimes write your best songs in less than a minute, like In Excess did with Need You Tonight. I spoke about it earlier. The number one thing is removing any sort of guilt. I mean, you have negative Nancy's and Debbie Downers out there, and they love you and they care about you, but the parent that never lets the child on the roller coaster, yeah, you might avoid them throwing up and screaming a minute, but then again, you're not building the courage and then the chance to live life and do loop-de-loop. So you take advice of those that have done what you are planning on doing. Because asking my friends advice and learning Spanish, moving to Costa Rica and starting a call center, they're all attorneys in Philadelphia. They can't give you that advice. They can tell you go for it, but think about it. They don't know how to dig or fly that.
They might think that you're crazy.
Well, aren't we all? Just a little bit. Now, I always believe that dedicated practice really shows where you're going. Let me give you an example. I'm in high school. I'm taking Spanish 5 hours a week in class. No, I wasn't. I was reading books, watching movies. I was speaking with friends over coffee. And so if somebody goes above and beyond on their own time, sacrificing, that to me is someone that's going to win in that area. That's the 10,000 hours to be a master and be the best. And so when people saw me really practicing Spanish, it looked cute to them, like a parlor trick. No, I was preparing. I was preparing for the long game. But you know what? Most of the time, athletes need to train by themselves. If you ever saw the movie, Vision Quest, Loudon Swain had to train by himself before he wrestled Shoot. A lot of the times it's doing the push-ups by yourself, waking up in the morning and running by yourself, hitting the gym by yourself because your boys don't want to go. Well, I'm still going. I mean, that's the difference. I mean, there's no excuses. And so you want to realize how someone learns a second language like you, Harry. Look at all the hours you put into it. And half of your friends took English when you guys were in school. They don't speak English now, but you do. Come on, man. Just like me. Okay, what's the third thing? And this is a personal thing. No loans. Because I never really wanted to have a bank take away a property. I didn't want a bad partner or someone pressuring me. And I don't want to pay double for something. My grandpa said, if you can't pay for something in cash, you just don't do it. And so he said, Richard, could have you grown faster? Maybe, Harry, but I did it at my pace. I acted my wage. And look what happened. We're good to go. And I was able to sleep at night. Now, there's a huge difference between full-time and part-time work. 40 hours. Come on, man, that's part-time work. If you really want to be a player, it's 80 hours to start. And that is working smarter because eventually you can offset that work, delegate, and as I said, hire people to do the lifting for you. Now, if you're saying, but I have a full-time job, I know, brother, but you got another 40 hours a week, or maybe another 60 to 80 if you include weekends. Mm-hmm. You can part-time it, you can double gun it. And if you can't handle the double gun, then you can't handle running a business. Mm-hmm. So give you a chance while still being responsible with your family, keeping your job and keeping that engine going to test the waters and see what you can do. And That's what you do. All right. Being exceptionally humble, because success is built on a million thank yous. And I mentioned earlier, if nobody shows up, I have no company. I'm not going to beg you. I have my dignity, but I think I'm going to earn your time with those value added benefits, hanging out with me in the game room, playing pinball, me assisting you in the beginning of your experience here with me by going over hours worth of soft skills training and listening to your calls, not just saying, good job, Harry. I'm going to say, my man, you did 44 today. I remember. And then what happens when Harry is doing 12? I'll go, hey, Harry, come on, man, you're out of character today. You're better than that. I saw what you did the other day. You had 44. Richie's going to call the balls and the strikes with you. I'm going to call you out because I know when you've been your best. And then when Harry brings Lily or his mom by the call center, I'm the first person to go outside and let them know how amazing you are, because that's the gift that keeps on giving. I'm going to tell your mom he raised a very, very good boy. And he made 44 deals the other day, and he keeps improving in his English. He's a fantastic kid, and I love playing Pac-Man with him in the game room because we have fun. He's not afraid of me. In the mornings, he taps me on the shoulder and says, "What's up, Hefe?" You do that, that means you're not afraid of me.
Wow, exactly. Very good. Amazing.
Yeah, brother, we cracked that code. That's the foundation on why people stay with me for 15 years, because I have that foundation. So if you have that rough day and I get to see your character during chaos, we can get through that problem together. I give benefits of the doubt and I take breaths and I calm down. And so it's old school, man. I try to do it a different way because I've seen grown men cry. And there are people here that take care of their grandparents and have to pay for medicines for their family. And so it's a lot more than just me having my fantasy and building a company and playing a boss with suits on and stuff. No. I feed families. Hey, Harry, if you find a way to pay it forward, pagarlo adelante, that is the most beautiful gift you could ever give anybody. And that comes back in spades. And then you have a blessed life, because the gold and the jewels, they will lose its luster. I have enough money to eat enough dinners the rest of my life. So what's the game now? Exactly. The game is elevating others and giving back to Costa Rica what it's given me. Absolutely. And being able to spend more time with my wife.
Yeah. You deserve it. So Richard, so you have this. Do you think that was a good idea to put the pinball in the company? That's what you did?
1,000%. I was jealous of Ricky Schroeder's game room on Silver Spoons, and I grew up in the 70s and 80s. Pinball machines were unattainable. They were expensive, tough to play. And when I made my discretionary income, I could choose what to buy. Wow. I chose to buy games. And one man's trash is another man's treasure, Harry. Arcades are going out of business. So I'll drive 3 hours to Perez Zeledon and go in some guy's bodega and take out 3 of his machines for $500. And then I'll fix them up. It's great. Amazing.
Yeah, they look so beautiful. I'm a big fan of music. I'm a big fan of a little bit from Cuba as well. In Cuba we have those cars from the 50 from the United States.
That's right.
From 50, from the old cars and the Cuban.
The best mechanics in the world are in Cuba.
Oh, yeah. Those cars. The part they are broken and they actually do it because it doesn't get produced anymore. So you actually make the parts.
That's right.
And they keep going, just they keep going, they're still around. So Richard, I think that one of the things that I want to congratulate you is, I think that by you putting this culture in the company, by you getting these machines, it's something amazing what you see, that my employees are not afraid of me, and you say proudly, right? Not too many people in the management out there, the actually goal is the opposite, right? Make all the employees afraid so they produce, right? And doesn't make sense, how you go to work scared. That's why you want your employees to be. So I'm so happy that that you cracked this code exactly. You did, and that You did crack the code because it's a code crack. But if you manage the team, the people working with you, you can get more closer to them and they can see you as a person as well, running the business where you can create a more positive culture. Now, this positive culture, because it's in your company, it's also in you. It's also in your health. It's gonna give you happiness. It's gonna give you love. It's gonna give you good energy. So you're creating this for them, and it's coming back to you big time in the same way, like with the pay forward, like you said. My girlfriend lady said I'm the king of pay forward, right? What
But
happened is
Harry, that's
like,
all I know.
yeah, exactly. The thing
My
is
only way.
like I discovered something, right? Sometimes, like I said, when you want to do the business, you was, I want to make $1 million, I want to make $1 million. But then after you make it, it only lasts 3 days. You back to square one. This didn't make anything, you know. But
Yeah.
then, when we do this talk, you do this speaking, sometimes I'm here in the metro here in London, then the people, because I dress always in purple, they recognize me. Harry, is that you? Man, I hear you speak. I took note what you wrote. That was amazing. It changed my life. Look, my kids, I open my business. Thank you so much. Let's take a picture. And when I go back home, the level of fulfillment that give you, that wow, something you said made the difference in someone's life, and look how happy and grateful they are, right? And I think that I've been doing this job, yeah, and I'm thinking I'm doing it for them, but I'm doing it for me, because when you get paid in this kind of currency, which is not money, it's in love, in appreciation, the level of fulfillment that you can get, that happiness. That's happiness. That is the happiness that I see in you. So I've not been there. I've never been in Costa Rica. I don't know you, but I can see by your energy, about what you're sharing with me, that you create in this environment to pay forward, right? But you know what? All this gratitude, this life, all the good thing that you did in the company is coming back to you. You are happy, you healthy, you have incredible machines, and it's
You talk
amazing.
about making a million. What about a 1 in a million? This should have never, this should have never happened. Think
Exactly.
of all the stars being aligned and all the things coming in place and the timing.
Absolutely.
I don't know what to say. This was a dream. And I
Mhm.
tell you what, I was going to die with my boots on. I could always click my heels, go
I
back
can
home and
tell.
work at my
I
family's
can
company.
tell. I can tell that you're gonna
But
be out of
Harry, I
the
wanted to
money
live
game.
life. I
Yeah.
really wanted to vivir la vida, tomar
Yeah.
la vida.
You
I
deserve
really
it.
wanted to see what could happen.
Yeah. So then, Richard, what message do you have there for the entrepreneurs out there that somehow, for lack of knowledge, lack of experience, without, they get dragged inside this business, and they are working tirelessly, and they don't have a chance to look after themselves. They don't have the chance to spend more time with their wife. They don't have much time to do what they love, to go to the middle of nowhere and buy some collectible machines, because that's what they're passionate about, right? So to have that freedom to design your own life, how you want to live it, right? And there are a lot of entrepreneurs out there that are struggling with this part, with this piece. You clearly have achieved it. So what message do you have for them?
Kind of like a boxer, they can't fight if their core is not ready. They need to breathe. You cannot be hard on yourself. Okay. And at the end of the day, you need to look at yourself in the mirror, give yourself 5, and regardless of the outcome, you did that day with honorable
Mhm.
intentions.
Mhm.
So when your head hits the pillow and you have those clear thoughts, calm down, chill out, because at least you're doing some sort of physics. I mean, if a stone just sits there, it gets, moss on it. Did I say that you're rolling in the right direction? I got no idea. But this is what I do know. If you're just sitting still, it's not going to happen.
Yes,
And so you have to leave a castle to slay a dragon and save a princess. That's the only way, Harry, you'll become a prince. I got lucky. There's a lot of, think about it like this. 10% of businesses make it a year. 1% make it to 10 years. I'm on my 16th year.
Oh my God.
So it's rare that, and not just
Super
call center
rare.
industry, which is competitive, any industry. And so hats off to
Absolutely.
anyone that's got the guts to get in it, that has the drive and the vigor to continue. And if they got the luck, the timing, and the gods are with you, and you're able to survive and thrive and even make a little bit of money,
with so
I'd
many
love to take you to
changes,
lunch and talk about it.
with so many changes, IT, AI, you name it, you know,
Yeah.
and so many competitions and so many, you know, survive all the
Part of the game.
so unbelievable. Thank you so much,
Yeah.
Richard. Definitely has been very inspiring. Thank you so much for your time. I think we know your time is very valuable, and you spend it with us, with our audience. We are very grateful.
My main man.
So
I
how
love
they can
hanging out
find
with
you? If
Harry.
somebody get inspired, if somebody want to get the services from your call center,
Yeah.
how, and somebody say, oh my God, I like this guy, is amazing. I want my company to work with them to do a call center for me because they're gonna do amazing job with these amazing employees they have. How they
Yeah.
can find you?
You can go to my website, Costa Rica's call center, but we also have an extremely large Facebook fan page of 137,000
Wow.
local Costa Rican ticos. So when this goes live, you'll get more audience, of course, but real quick for your audience, we are north of Panama, south of Nicaragua. Costa Rica is the only democratic society in Central America. No standing army, money put back in education, 95% literacy rate. And as I mentioned, companies such as Amazon, HP, Intel, and Oracle are here. Neutral English accent, best infrastructure, and we're known for our ecotourism. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, and very nice weather and food. Yeah.
Chilling. Of course.
Amazing.
Top down every day in the car.
Yeah, I know how it is. I grew up in Cuba. I know how it is. So thank you so much, Richard. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And keep collecting these machines. You know, it happened to me that I have a big collection of vinyls. Yeah. So one day when we meet, we play some of my vinyls in your machines. Yeah.
You throw it into my 61 Rockola Regis. Absolutely.
Thank you so much. And
Thank
for
you,
every
Harry.
single one of you that are listening this series of podcasts on Unstoppable, how brave entrepreneurs like Richard break the wall and achieve the first million for so many years, right? And is still standing and still going. Unbelievable. Thank you so much, Richard. And for all of you, bye from now.
Follow us for more interviews with world's most influential, audacious entrepreneurs that overcame challenges and adversity, providing you with the blueprint of how they sold their first million so you can grow your business exponentially.